morning. Okay, so we're having a little tech challenges. And then I just lost my guest. I'm not sure where she went. I hope she comes back. Um, we're supposed to be talking to Jane Capistran from Fargo-Moorhead Area Youth Symphonies. I'm just going to send her a really fast email, which I guess you're going to just get to watch me do. Uh, Hopefully we will get her back on. Oh, there she is. There she is. Okay, fantastic. Fantastic, fantastic. Hello, Jane.
Hello, good morning, and
How
sorry
are
for the
you?
delay. I'm well, thank you.
Good. It's nice to see you. I am happy that we sort of made this work and it's a little glitchy, but that is fine. Happy holidays, Jane.
Well, same to you. Here it is, December 1st. So,
Amazingly, amazing that we are there. And so because it's December 1st, that means we are close to the holiday concert for the Fargo-Moorhead Area Youth Symphonies. So what can you tell us about the upcoming concert, Jane?
well, this will be Brian Cole's concert string orchestra that's coming up this Sunday, December 4th.
Okay.
It's really a beautiful concert at the setting at First Presbyterian Church,
Mhm.
7 p.m.
Okay.
And he kind of approaches it like a candlelight concert. So the
Mm.
church is very dark and the kids are using stand lights, and he has just some really fabulous music to play. It's a very short concert, but very meaningful. So I hope a lot of people will attend that.
Oh, I hope so too. You hear me say this all the time, but one of the great joys of my life as a parent was my son's 7 years that he was in youth symphony. Started with Mr. Cole, graduated up to your group. I think there's hardly anything more glorious than this across the Tri-Cities and some kids from outside of Fargo, Moorhead, West Fargo, coming together to make this really beautiful music. What time is the concert, Jane?
It's 7 o'clock on Sunday night, First Presbyterian Church, right downtown Fargo. So, and they'll sell tickets at the door for that.
Okay. And so do you have a concert coming up as well, the senior high group and then the middle group too?
Yeah, well, our concerts, we each now have a standalone concert. So we all play together at the end of October. All three
Mhm.
orchestras were on the stage over at Concordia. And then Brian does his standalone concert this weekend. Our Ataka Strings, which is conducted by Lindsay Schwartz Miller, they will have a concert on February 5th.
Okay.
And then my orchestra will do our concert on March 5th. And I've already titled my concert. It's called Dvorak, Disney, and More. So it'll be a
Oh,
fun concert. A movement of a Dvorak Symphony No. 8. And then
okay.
also we'll have some fun with some lighter tunes by Disney. On that particular concert, we'll also feature our concerto winner. So we have a concerto competition coming up in January. So the
Okay.
soloist will play a performance. And then I have done this now, oh, maybe the last 6 years. I let the seniors nominate a piece that they'd like to play. And
Oh,
then the whole orchestra receives a ballot. This Sunday, they'll get to hear little excerpts of every nomination. They vote, and then we'll play that piece on that concert as well.
oh,
So,
that's exciting.
yeah. So we'll all have our standalone concerts coming up now. And then I don't know if you know about our big end of the year concert in May.
Nope. Talk about it.
Okay, so, well, perhaps you don't know this either, but I will be retiring at the end of this season from the Youth Symphonies. This is my final season with the Youth Symphonies.
Jane, that's
Yes.
almost unimaginative. Unimaginable.
So,
Unimaginable.
um, and so it was kind of funny. Last year, Brian had announced this at our last spring concert, and he said I was kind of like a coach, that I announced it a year in advance. So, but this will be my 20th season this year. And so what we're going to do for our final concert on May 14th is we are taking all the orchestras down to Orchestra Hall and playing at Orchestra Hall in Minneapolis. So
Wow.
yeah, it's going to be quite a wonderful and exciting day to be down there. And it happens on Mother's Day too. It's May 14th, Mother's Day. So
Well, what a treat, Jane. You will be sorely, sorely missed from this organization. You were a student in this organization, correct?
yes, so I'll have actually a 50-year span because I was a student back in 1973 and now I'll finish in 2023. So
That is unbelievable, Jane. So my big question for you, what in the world will you wear?
well, you know me, I kind of like to have those dresses. So
I know. I count on those dresses, Jane. That blue dress with the deep V in the back, that is one of the most beautiful dresses I have ever seen.
oh boy. Well, I have been looking actually. I did buy a dress. I'm not sure. I might use it for the FM Symphony Oscars concert. So I'll kind
Oh,
of what I'm going to do. But I do have a closet full of dresses, so I can certainly recycle too.
I don't know, Jane. I feel like for a concluding concert, you might need to get something new.
So
That is so exciting. Well, wow, amazing. Okay, so I put the link up. Jane, let's just talk because we've got a few minutes for anybody who's seeing this. Talk about how students get into these orchestras in case somebody's watching this thinking, boy, I don't have any idea how to pursue this with my student.
sure, sure. Well, of course, they can always go to our website, which is, FMAYS, FMAYS, .org. And
Mhm,
we include all the information on that website. But if a student has a real interest, and I would say, um, maybe they don't even know if they have the interest, but if they think this is sort of an organization that, they'd like to try, we do auditions. And so a student has to prepare an audition, which is a kind of a serious audition for the students, certainly in my orchestra. It's high level playing.
mhm.
And so prepare scale. They prepare also an orchestral excerpt that I have a new one every year. And of course, that I'm sure tradition will keep going. And then they play a solo piece of their choice. So that happens in all the different orchestras. And of course, the orchestras are tiered with different levels of ability, then, starting with the concert strings, the attacca strings, and the symphony orchestra. On our website, we have all that information so that a student could go and look and see, well, what does this excerpt look like? Is this sort of something I might be capable of doing? They play the audition for the conductor and usually a panel of other adjudicators, and then they receive the word, that they have been accepted. And certainly, a student shouldn't be discouraged if they auditioned one year. They can certainly continue to try. And I think in the world of music, they learn that once they start doing these types of auditions, they get better and better and stronger at them too. So it's a really good process for them to go through.
Yeah, absolutely. I will just tell people, I don't know that as a 6th grader, my son was champing at the bit to play in the youth symphony, but his mother was champing at the bit for him to play in the youth symphony. And so he auditioned and did not get in. And Mr. Cole was incredibly kind to him. Mr. Cole, I think, has a reputation for being a little bit fierce, and he is, but he's also a teacher at heart, and so he was really kind. He, told Quinn what he thought he needed to work on and absolutely encouraged him to come back the next year, and so Quinn did and got in, and, when you talk about those auditions being a little bit serious, that's absolutely true. I don't believe that Quinn ever went into any of those auditions thinking, "Well, I've been in the group, I'll get in." I think he
Yeah,
took it seriously every year, understanding that there was an expectation that as you get older and as you've got this body of music under your belt, you need to show the improvement that merits being part of any of these really exceptional groups, which is
yeah,
not to say you shouldn't audition if you're not sure if you're ready, because you're right, that first audition, there's almost nothing scarier, but
yeah.
if and when you get through that, then you've done it once, and it's
Right.
never quite so scary again.
Exactly. I use that for the students too when they are thinking about the concerto competition.
Mm,
And for them, just to go through that process, it's not all about the winning at that
yep,
point. It's really
yep.
about that and that path of, gaining confidence all the time. So I think it's a really good outlet. And then once they're in the group too, I feel like they're surrounded with, all this camaraderie of all the students, that it's really just so exciting for them to be able to produce these sounds. So
Yeah, they are really excellent Sunday afternoon activities for kids. It's a commitment for sure, but
yeah,
it is such a worthwhile commitment because, as I say all the time, you can play your instrument almost your entire life.
yeah,
So it is a lifetime pursuit. It is not the kind of thing where at 50 you think, well, I got to put this down. My knees can't take it anymore. You can play it forever and ever. Jane, maybe I've told you this, but when Quinn moved to Los Angeles out of college, he found a community orchestra and he was part of it. And we went to the first concert. So this would have been November of 2019. And it was this orchestra's 72nd year.
oh wow,
And they were looking for a new conductor. And so the conductor who was was applying for the position, that concert had written an anthem to celebrate the start of their season and to commemorate a founding member of that orchestra, French horn
oh,
player, Jane. That guy walked up on stage like he was about 60 years old,
oh my
still
goodness,
playing. It was
oh
just
that,
unbelievable.
gosh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I will
Well,
never, ever forget that.
music really is a lifelong, love and learning process. So,
Yep.
well, when you talk about Quinn too, your dear son Quinn, who didn't get in on his first audition, then later was one of my leaders in the symphony orchestra. So, I mean, just think of that process and
Yep.
that just, achievement that he did. So,
Well, and the skills that he and all those kids learn. We talk about sports and teaching independence and collaboration and team building and all those things. And that's true of sports, but it is also true of choirs and orchestras and dance
yeah,
troops and theater kids. And all of those skills are applicable and learned in all of these areas. So if you've got a kid who's playing an instrument and is not sportsy, or even if they are sportsy, this is absolutely such a fantastic community investment that we are able to get our kids involved with and exposed to. And I love this group so much, Jane.
yeah. Well, thank you.
Well,
I,
my gosh, I just cannot imagine it without you. But as with all things, it will forge on, and it will continue to be the beautiful organization that it is.
Well, thank you. And I just thank you for your support and all that you do for my organization and all the other arts organizations in town. It's just really so rewarding for all of us to be part of TAP. So thank
Well, thanks for that. So it's a mutual admiration society today, Jane.
you. Ah,
Well,
so
thanks so much for joining us. This concert
that's
is this upcoming Sunday.
December 4th, concert strings at First Presbyterian Church, 7
So
p.m.
kick your Advent off, kick your Christmas off, kick your December off, kick your end of the year off. However you think
Yeah,
about these last 4 months, this is a
yeah,
really beautiful way to get into the spirit of the season. So Jane, thanks for joining me.
yeah.
Happy holidays.
Okay, same to you, Dana.
Take
Bye-bye.
care. Everybody, I'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.